Babe, I love you so much. This is my boo, my baby boo boo. No, I'm just kidding. This is my bestie and my husband, Cyril. And we have the most amazing conversations. And I think one thing that has led us to this moment now is the fact that in 2007, we started like a really serious path on self-development. And so we've been doing this together for 18 years. And that has not only strengthened our friendship as a couple, but also the relationship and the marriage and the way we parent and stuff. And so as we've gone through the past 18 years of doing this, like really intentional dialogue with each other, I think that's been really fascinating is that a lot of the time we have parallel moments of hardship and parallel moments of success. And one of the things that we talked about actually just last night was about staying in the game long enough, even when you're continually failing. And I wanted to talk to you about that because your take on it is a little bit different than mine, because mine is in right now creating work for my clients, and yours is about your work, about you doing the work and sharing that work with someone else. So like when we talk about conviction and resolve, like what were some of the points and the moments that came up for you last night that you're still kind of learning about yourself today?
For me, it was definitely that, because I'm an investor and my business is completely like solo for the most part. And so I decided to bring on an employee and teach them and take on a part of something that I didn't have the time to do. And when I did this, I was like envisioning this whole future of like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. This thing, he's gonna work on this and he's gonna make money right here, and I can work on other things that are more important to me and I can make money there. And this is gonna be a great adventure. And I was like, we're both gonna be better off because I made this choice. And as I made the choice, I also didn't foresee a lot of the pitfalls that was going to happen, that the education and the time was going to take a while. My plan and strategy that I use for him includes a lot of failure. It just does. Like, it's not 100% winning. It's like a 70% winning, and every other time it's small failures. Mathematically, it makes sense, but I just didn't foresee that we would have such a long streak of failure. In the last 7 weeks we've worked together, 3 weeks have been utter and complete, like just failure. Like, in fact, it got in my head so much that I was like starting to question the whole thing. Like, what am I doing? Why did I hire someone? Now I'm bringing him along in my failures, and just kind of like this whole identity of me being an investor, someone who's good with money, someone who's capable, who's learned for like 8 years on how to do this thing. Like, all those things went out the window, and I was just in self-doubt for a while. And actually, like probably about 3 days last week, I was in it, and because I was in it, I missed opportunities that were like there and obvious that otherwise I would have gotten. And I was also frustrated about that. And I was in this space of being sternly disappointed with myself.
I love that word, because when he told me this yesterday, he was like, I was sternly disappointed in myself. All I could picture was a fucking 40-year-old dad in a gray ass sweater with like salt and pepper beard being like, I'm disappointed in you, son, right? And like that epitome of that word of like stern, and then I'm disappointed in you, and like even that vision, just hearing about it triggered a lot in me, like that vision of someone looking down and like pointing a finger at you like you're a child again, and like that you should have known better. You fucked up, right? And how could you fuck up? Like, ugh, I'm so disappointed, right? That stern. So, I mean, when you said that, I was like, oh, and I'm not even in your story. And then just hearing that for me gave me that visual of like,
because everyone can
someone
remember,
pointing.
because everyone can remember being 6, 7, 8 years old, and that just is what, like, that's all you have, like, and then just the disappointment of that. So everyone can remember that kind of feeling for sure. and I had that feeling, and it took me actually sitting with the feeling and exploring what that feeling actually wanted from me, and it just wanted me to perform and do better. And it thought by punishing me, and my brain thinks by punishing me and creating doubt and fear and that I would remember next time to not do this again.
Yeah. And it doesn't work, right?
It absolutely does not work.
It doesn't fucking work at all, right?
and no, but that's the trick though. Your brain thinks it's gonna work.
It thinks it's effective.
It thinks it's effective, and maybe it is for when you were a kid, and it was effective maybe then for the short term kind of things.
Yes.
And in for the next couple of days you might not do that thing, but it's not a long term.
It's not a sustainable way to get yourself in the game for the actual long term consistent way to stay in your power.
You learn more of how to fear the emotion of the stern disappointment. That was the lesson I learned, is to fear stern disappointment other than the actual lesson that needed to be learned, which is, in my case, the stern disappointment just wanted me to actually get back to the vision that I had, which was I had this great vision, and it included failure, and it included a 70% win rate and a 30% loss rate, and the 30% doesn't happen dispersed. Sometimes the 30% is up front. And
yes.
so
and I think that's the part that's really misleading, is a lot of the time that we think that failure should only last this long. And if it lasts any longer than that short amount of time, then something's fucked up with us. We are at the core wrong. We're doing something wrong. We're a failure. We can't do this. It ruins our inability to actually succeed. And we're waiting for that outcome to actually validate whether or not we are going to be successful, or whether we are even capable of doing what it is that we actually want to do. And even through talking with you with all of these moments, I realized and I look at my own process and where I've come from. I've been belly dancing now for 20 years. For 20 years, I've been doing it and staying in this game. And now I am venturing out into this very adjacent, but its own branch of coaching high achieving perfectionist women. And one of the things that I'm a recovering perfectionist, and one of the things that we hate, despise, detest is failing. And for anyone to witness it outside of ourselves is humiliating. And so if you extend that moment, not just in that moment where someone could witness you in just that moment of failure, but now you're extending that potential risk of someone seeing you fail over weeks, over months, over a year, or even 5 years, that is really it feels so risky and so dangerous that the moment that we feel we can't actually withstand the failure for that long, because someone could find out. That's why we have imposter syndrome, right? Is we feel we didn't earn it, we didn't deserve it, we don't know what we're doing, someone's gonna find out. We only apply to jobs that we feel 100% actually capable in, instead of the 50% that a lot of men, or whatever the percentage is. And so we're waiting to essentially use a moment of success or a quick win to kind of validate our self-worth. But until we actually separate that our self-worth has nothing to do with what we're actually doing, and that the outcome doesn't even tell us our potential of success, until we realize that that is actually the case, we're still waiting for the wins to happen immediately, because that long-term failure is not acceptable. It's just not. It's like you're drowning, and you can't I love how you look at me. He's so adoring. He's so good, right? He's so loving to me. That kind of extended failing hits you so deep that it literally can put some of us into a form of almost depression, or a form of we can't show our face, or you stop engaging with people because there's no way you can show your face if you're in constant failure, right? And so thank you for sharing that experience, because I think that's one of the things that, one, we don't, on my channel at least, we don't talk about the men's experience that much, because my group of who I'm really focusing on is empowering women. But that doesn't mean there aren't parallels as to what we're experiencing. And I love your take on it, because you have such this he's also a recovering perfectionist and the high achiever. And so like, just getting your perspective and the way you word stuff, I just love it.
And then the actual resolution of it was getting back to my original intention of like
Yes.
what I started, and like allowing myself to feel whatever it was feeling. Even the stern disappointment has its place, but it doesn't. It almost felt ridiculous to me to feel that way after I got back to like, well, what was this? What's the whole reason I started this? Why was I here? And when I got really connected to my purpose of like, I get to help out my employee, help myself, like create this lifestyle that I wanted. And after I got back to like the real desire of it all, it was like, well, does this way that I'm being, does it help me get to my desire? And it was absolutely not.
No,
And
it feels out of character.
It is.
It feels
it
out of
does.
character at that point, because when you actually connect to what you
The
dream,
person-
the person
who can
at their
achieve that
fullest
dream.
fucking potential, at their fullest fucking power, and like really at the 100% confidence, even when in the quiet of your home, you're feeling that kind of level of courage and trust within yourself. When you are now identifying as that and keep connecting to that, those moments of the stern disappointment, the no one witnessed my failure because it's too humiliating and all of that stuff, it seems so out of place that you, one, allow the grace for yourself, I think a little bit more. When you look back, there's a little bit more compassion and kindness as you reflect once you're out of the moment. But also it gives you a chance to see like, one, you're not perfect. You're never going to be, right? We're always going to have these moments where even as much as we connect, we're still going to have these moments of that stern disappointment, those moments of failure. But it doesn't mean that we are not this newer, not even newer, but this like up-leveled version of us. We just have moments where we still kind of fall back into that pitfall because that's the human side of it. Yep. And so, so important for us to keep in mind.
So once I got clear, I got reconnected. I let go of the kind of this disappointment.
Yeah.
I had a clearer mindset coming into just this past week
Yes.
and all that stuff, and
Yes.
and it worked. The strategy, like the plan worked out, and so we had this huge high and this huge win, and we're like, yeah, let's get it. Like, what was I even worried for, and all that stuff. And
Hindsight's 2020. Hindsight's 2020.
And I really appreciate that we did have a win, but I also, like, looking back, I also appreciate that we didn't start off just winning out the gate.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
that, because it's not just resiliency, it's, you talked about endurance, of like being able to endure this type of thing. And so, so I think I'm better for it.
Hell yeah, babe. Go us.